Have you ever wondered if your penis still gets the same blood flow it used to? It's a quiet question. Many older men begin to ask, not always out loud, but when things down there don't feel quite like they once did. But here's the surprising truth. There are simple, everyday things you can do that actually help unclog and support the veins. In your most personal areas, including the ones that affect blood flow to the penis, in this video we're diving into 5 powerful ways older men can naturally support circulation, where it counts from small habits to quiet lifestyle shifts that make a big difference. Each tip is backed by what doctors have observed in real men. Just like you, stay tuned until the end, because these 5 shifts may not only boost how your body feels, but restore the kind of quiet confidence that reminds you you're still very much alive. Now let's get started. Number 1. Daily movement that promotes lower body circulation. One of the most effective and natural ways to improve circulation, especially in the lower body, is consistent, gentle movement. Doctors often say that what's good for your heart is also good for your entire vascular system, and that includes the delicate network of blood vessels in the pelvic region. The veins in that area, just like anywhere else, need steady blood flow to stay clear and healthy. When you walk, swim, or even do light gardening, you're activating muscles in your legs and hips. That activity sends a signal to your body to push blood through with more force and more regularity. Over time, this keeps your vessels more flexible and helps prevent the kind of sluggish flow that leads to clogging or narrowing. There's a man I knew named Walter, 78, who started taking a 20-minute walk each morning after breakfast. He said it wasn't much, but after a few weeks I felt lighter, not just in my legs, but in how I carried myself. And that's the thing. Circulation isn't just about how your body functions. It's also about how it feels. Even small movements help: climbing a few stairs, stretching in the morning, bending down to water your plants. These things may not seem like exercise, but they wake up your vessels. They tell your body, I'm still using this, and your body responds. The bottom line. If you want healthier veins, wherever they are, get your whole body moving. It doesn't take a gym, just a little daily intention and consistency, and the payoff. It's not just physical, it's confidence, energy, and the quiet pride of knowing you're taking care of yourself from the ground up. Number 2. Foods that naturally boost nitric oxide and blood vessel flexibility. Your blood vessels, especially the smaller ones that support circulation in sensitive areas, rely on one key thing to function well: flexibility, and one of the most powerful tools for keeping those vessels open and responsive isn't found in a pill, it's found in your kitchen. Certain foods are rich in natural compounds that support nitric oxide production in your body. Nitric oxide is what helps your blood vessels relax and widen. When that happens, blood flows more easily without pressure, without blockage, and without strain. Leafy greens like spinach and arugula are some of the best at this. So are beets. Yes, beets. Whether you roast them, blend them into a smoothie, or drink beet juice a few times a week, you're giving your vessels a gentle nudge to stay open. Pomegranate is another powerhouse. Studies have shown it not only increases nitric oxide levels, but may also protect blood vessels from oxidative stress. And the best part, you don't need massive amounts. Just as serving a day of these kinds of foods can make a difference over time. This isn't about going vegan or changing your whole diet. It's about being intentional with a few choices, knowing that every forkful is supporting better blood flow where you want it most. I remember a man named Curtis, 81, who said, I never cared for greens, but I started adding spinach to my eggs in the morning. Didn't think much of it until I noticed I felt more awake, more responsive, and not just in my head. That quiet improvement gave him a renewed sense of vitality. So if you are someone who wants to support your circulation, not just for heart health, but for everyday vitality, let food become your ally. Because sometimes the best medicine doesn't come from a bottle, it comes from your plate. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. Staying hydrated and limiting alcohol to support blood consistency and vessel health. Most people don't think of hydration as a key to circulation, but when it comes to keeping blood flowing smoothly, especially through small sensitive veins, it matters more than you might think. Water helps keep your blood at the right thickness. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes a little thicker, a little slower and slower. Blood doesn't move as easily through narrower pathways. That's especially true in the lower part of the body where gravity already has to work harder. If the blood isn't moving well, the vessels can get sluggish over time. That can lead to stiffness, poor responsiveness, and in some cases even blockage. Now add alcohol to the mix, and you've got another challenge. While an occasional glass of wine may not be a problem, Regular drinking, even just a bit, can dehydrate the body. It also affects how blood vessels constrict and relax, interfering with the natural flow you want to maintain as you age. Hydration, on the other hand, is one of the simplest gifts you can give your vascular system. Not just water, but fluids throughout the day. Herbal teas, broth-based soups, even fruits like watermelon or oranges help support hydration without much effort. There's an older gentleman I met, Alan, 79, who used to complain of cold feet and a kind of sluggish feeling. After dinner, he started drinking a tall glass of water first thing in the morning and another mid-afternoon within weeks. He felt the difference not just in his energy, but in how light and responsive his body felt. Overall, the takeaway: don't overlook the basics. A well-hydrated body is a body that circulates better, and a body that circulates better supports every system you care about, including the ones you might be too shy to talk about. Sometimes it's the smallest habits like drinking water instead of that third coffee that help you feel most alive. Number 4. Removing what blocks your blood. Quitting smoking and controlling cholesterol. If you want to keep blood flowing freely, especially in the areas of the body where vessels are smaller and more delicate, then what you remove from your life matters just as much as what you add. And two of the biggest threats to healthy blood flow in older men are smoking and unmanaged cholesterol. Let's start with smoking. Even if you haven't smoked in years, it's worth saying again, tobacco shrinks your blood vessels. It makes them stiffer, narrower, and more prone to blockage, and those effects aren't limited to your lungs or heart. They reach everywhere, including the veins that support your most private functions. When vessels shrink or clog, blood doesn't reach where it needs to go, and without steady circulation, the whole system struggles. Then there's cholesterol. It's not about chasing perfect numbers, it's about understanding how cholesterol can build up along the walls of your arteries and veins over time. This buildup acts like sludge in a pipe. It slows things down, it hardens, and if it gets bad enough, it stops blood flow altogether. The good news: both of these risks are manageable. Quitting smoking, even in your 70s, can lead to real measurable improvement in circulation, and managing cholesterol doesn't mean deprivation. It means choosing smarter fats, getting in some movement, and if needed, working with your doctor on a plan that fits your body, not someone else's chart. I once talked with a man named Richard, 74, who said, "I quit smoking after 40 years, thought the damage was done, but 2 months later I could feel my fingers and toes warming up. It was like someone had turned the faucet back on." That's what removing the blockers does. It doesn't just change your numbers, it changes how alive you feel. Because blood flow is about more than physical health. It's about energy, confidence, and that quiet, powerful knowing that your body is still working with you, not against you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Strengthening pelvic muscles to support blood flow where it matters most. One of the lesser known but incredibly powerful ways to support blood circulation in older men is through targeted muscle engagement in the pelvic area. These are muscles you don't often think about, but they quietly play a big role in how blood is delivered and retained in the places you care about most. The pelvic floor muscles act like a supportive sling, holding everything in place and helping regulate blood flow in that region. When they're strong, they create gentle pressure that supports healthy veins. When they're weak, the area loses tone, and that can affect both function and blood movement. That's where exercises like Kegels come in, and no, they're not just for women. In fact, for men, over 65 regular Kegel exercises done in just a few minutes a day can increase pelvic strength, boost blood flow, and even enhance overall responsiveness in ways that many men are pleasantly surprised by. You don't need special equipment, just intention. Tighten the muscles you'd use to stop a stream of urine. Hold for a few seconds, then release. Start with 5 or 10 repetitions a few times a day. Over time, those small efforts build strength where it counts. I remember a man named George, 76, who told me he started doing these exercises during commercial breaks while watching his favorite TV shows. He said it didn't feel like much at first, but after a couple of weeks I felt steadier, more in control of my body, and it gave me a little spark I hadn't felt in years. That's the beauty of muscle memory. It comes back slowly but surely, and when it does, your confidence rises with it, not just because of how things work, but because of how you feel in your body. Again, at this stage in life, that's not something to take for granted, it's something to celebrate. Because it means you're not done, not by a long shot. You're simply entering a new chapter of strength, one quiet rep at a time. Final thoughts: will you win on one when it comes to aging well? Especially as a man in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s. There's something deeply reassuring about knowing your body still responds to care. These 5 simple changes aren't magic tricks. They're not overnight fixes, but they are real and they work because they meet your body where it is now, not where it was 40 years ago. You might not talk about these things with your friends. You might even feel awkward bringing it up with your doctor. But the truth is, good blood flow, especially in your most personal areas, isn't just about performance. It's about health, confidence, and quality of life. When those vessels are working well, everything else tends to follow. So which of these 5 changes felt most relevant to you? Which one will you try this week? Maybe it's adding spinach to your lunch, or drinking that extra glass of water in the morning. Maybe it's tightening those muscles while brushing your teeth wherever you start. Just know small changes make a difference. You've lived a long, full life already. That doesn't mean it's time to slow down. It means it's time to take control of the things that still are in your control. Your circulation, your energy, and yes, even your sense of pride in how you care for your body. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your support. Helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.